the film Say My Name. This is Dave, and he's the producer, and this is Toya, who we met in our premiere party, and she's our lovely audience and became a fan of our film. So.
Okay. Just give us a quick synopsis of the film, if you would, please.
Well, it's a film about women, it's a film about hip-hop, and it's a film about life.
So it's specifically like female hip-hop artists?
It's about female hip-hop artists. It ranges from very well-known artists, old-school artists, to upcoming artists, and some very young women who aspire to be artists in hip-hop.
So yesterday, today, tomorrow, what the future holds.
Yeah, and it looks at hip-hop across the board. So hip-hop is more a vehicle for these women to talk about their issues and about their life. So it's not only about hip-hop, the industry, the music genre, but more about how young women find a voice for themselves.
Would you think the messages that started coming out through hip-hop, especially when it got big, like in the early '90s? Is it the messages that revolutionized hip hop as a mainstream art form? What happened in the '90s to make hip hop something everybody knows?
Well, from a female perspective, I think hip hop just became big, and I think it became something that everybody can celebrate because it always made people celebrate their own. And therefore, we're from Europe, and for us, I'm from Israel. I made a short about Palestinian MCs. Everybody felt like, it started in the Bronx and it became a very big thing, but it empowered a lot of people to kind of say, hey, I can grab a mic and say, this is what I want to do. So I think for us, from an international perspective, that's what made it big. And for women, lately, I thought, because it became more commercial, so obviously it contained a lot of, sex and a lot of stuff that commercial stuff contains in general, it kind of overshadowed the women which are in there. So I hope this film sheds the light on the women who actually do hip hop rather than the commercial images that are disturbing everybody.
From an international perspective, who would you consider as some of the biggest names that have drawn attention to hip hop and brought it in a more mainstream sort of way?
Well, I guess for us it was stuff like De La Soul and like the more, how would I call it, friendly hip hop.
Poppy hip hop.
A bit poppy hip hop, and Diggable Planets at the time kind of brought it in Europe. I think that was the stuff that made us go like, hey, yeah, I can dig with it. And then we started digging backwards and finding the older stuff.
Melodic, I would say melodic hip hop. So yeah.
And then of course all the conscious hip hop, which I was shocked to find out how small it was at the time in the States, because for us it was so big. But when Black Star came out and Mos Def and Talib Kweli, and for us these were great things. But not to put down, of course, the Jay-Z's and it all came through the commercial channels, and then we had to kind of dig in and find all the independent stuff. So.
Well, it's interesting. Like for instance, you mentioned. Like Palestinian DJs and, what we in the United States would think of as, either Middle Eastern or, totally separated from the hip hop, scene, if you will. But then again, Adam Yauch, MCA, Beastie Boys, I mean, that's a major name. I mean, you're talking about people that started it all. I don't think we realize what international connections some of these folks have. How can Americans better attenuate themselves to how the world views these stars?
By looking at Say My Name. Like we bring our own perspective. I think we approach things just a little bit different. I think we don't like all the popular stuff around it. I think we like the stories behind people a lot faster. Yeah.
And so is this some of what you're going to continue to do on your online presence?
Definitely, yeah. We're already doing that as we speak. We are producing Say My Name Africa. And we already shot in 2 African countries, one in Angola, one in Ivory Coast. And again about women, of course.
And there you see not only what women face in those places, but you see how hip-hop kind of bounces back, because now in Africa we were like, okay, hip hop became something for rich people because it's all about diamonds, and they just take they have less information channels that we have in Europe to dig in and find the rest. So they're like, oh, 50 Cent, everybody walking around, you know, like loads of stuff on there. Like, oh. And then you go to the ghettos and where the people are struggling, and you find other forms that are relating to hip hop, but they are much more local. So kind of local beats with rhyming, and that's really exciting to see. And I think in general, I mean, even in the U.S. now, look at MIA, look at Lady Savara, and look at like, you know, girls from London taking so many hip hop influences. So we think hip hop has to kind of broaden up and become also musically way more interesting, way more diverse, and it's still just exciting to see people, you know, grab a mic and kind of put lyrics to it.
Right. Does for instance, when projects like Moulin Rouge, for instance, came out involving hip hop stars in less than traditional hip hop roles, is that sort of what excites you in the future of hip hop?
Also, I just, you know, as a girl, I just find it really nice to see all those, you know, like women collaborate like this, and it wasn't necessarily my cup of tea musically, but I still find them funky. I still feel like, yeah, cool, get together, do your thing.
No, I think women should do that more, actually, because especially guys in hip hop, they're always come together and they're always, you know, doing the thing like groups. I think, women should, you know.
And the best thing about it is in Say My Name, that is pointed out. One of the first things is one of the first lady anthems, Ladies First with Queen Latifah and Moni Love, and how they started together and they rocked the mic and set the pace for a lot of the women in hip hop to do collaborations together, to work together, to build this together so that we can all have a piece of the pie and know that we all come from one good direction. And that's something that they're able to show in the film, as well as, like you were saying, they went to Africa, they went everywhere. In the film, they show you different styles. They don't just show conscious rappers. They don't just show rappers from the West Coast or from the East Coast. They go everywhere from Atlanta to up in New York to California to over in London. They showed a new style of rap that I'm not familiar with called grime out of London. And I mean, the scenes on that is some of the hard-hitting, she is just a lyricist that is just off the chain, but it's a different style of rap. But they were able to, you know, put that in the film and give a little bit of glimpse into that because it makes you want more. So it's good to hear that there's going to be a Say My Name Africa. There's going to be an addition to what we've already seen because this film is so juicy and it has so much material that is going to only influence more women like myself in the hip-hop industry, and not just in the hip-hop industry, women in general. I mean, from the premieres, from what I've seen, we've had everyone there from older white women, Hispanic women. I mean, you can cross any boundary with this film. It can reach out and touch you even if you don't know about hip hop. It gives you a very good backdrop of what it was founded off of, how it began, and where it's leading to. And that was the best thing. It touches on drugs in hip hop. It touches on the sex symbols in hip hop. I mean, they're awesome. The film is really one of the best that I've seen. As for hip hop, and I'm a big hip hop film person, everything from Wild Style to Beat Street, and it's up there, top of the list with that. And if anyone is hype about hip hop or a good movie in general, this is a great documentary. The cinematography, it's shot well. The angles, it's real. These women are real. They get them at their realest. They tell some of the realest stories.
We didn't pay her. We didn't do anything.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. I just love them, and I love the whole film in general. And I lucked up on the film. I was just a regular South by Southwest goer and saw some of their flyering and checked out saymyname.org and was able to view a clip of it. And I mean, it's just been, the buzz is spreading so fast. I'm going places now and people are like, I already heard about it. I want to go. When is the next screening? And it's like, you have to see it now because we want to get this out more so people can see it because it needs to be seen. And a woman in hip hop, there's not a film like this.
Yeah. Well, I think it's probably some of that sort of self-directed enthusiasm that has brought filmmakers to a point where okay, let's talk about this. Where, for instance, do you find your enthusiasm for it? Where's the core of this is what I gotta do?
I'm a B-girl, so I mean I've been in hip-hop since I was a little girl. So born in '81, I've watched it grow and I've seen it grow. So just to see someone's side of it and to see how well they were able to grasp it, and it wasn't one-sided, and it wasn't just one story, or like I said, it showed all aspects of hip-hop, from the girls down south doing the booty shaking to, the conscious rapper, and that's what I like. So I guess that's what gives me the drive behind it. I do support a lot of hip-hop things, but to know that they came from overseas and they were able to have that international outlook on it and then bring it to us over here, it's like, why haven't somebody over here in America done this already? Why hasn't one of our film crews already thought of something like this? It's so juicy and it's needed, and this is what we want. We want unity. We want women to bind together and to be excited about this film, because it really is worth it. And like I said, it's not just women, but men also. If you love hip hop, if you are a hip hop goer, it gives you the true element, because behind every good man, there's a good woman, and we are here. So.
Well, I wouldn't even say behind. In front,
in the side, kick it through the door, we're here. Yeah. And that's the thing, we're getting stronger. This is 2009, and it's just blowing up. Like, I went last night to a show, and three very good MCs were up there, female MCs, and just to see that, a lot of them, to hear Moni Love's story on there, talking about how she was in front of a thing with her toothbrush. There's so many girls that have dreams like that, or they're still at home in front of the screen with a toothbrush, and that lets them let's try it. Let me push out there. They even show battling MCs, where a female is a lyricist who has to battle, and she was one of the toughest MCs that I've seen on the film. And she speaks about how, she had to battle all these guys just to get her recognition, and how, it was hard. She really had to fight to get to where she is now. So, just to see all of that, it makes me hungry for it. That's why she said, we didn't pay her. No. This is off of my own. This is my own love and my own passion for my culture. So it's not that. It's a duty I have to do for my own culture to help hip-hop grow. So.
No, that's awesome. I think it's really interesting because, I think 10 years ago, the even internationally, a lot of the question about hip-hop was totally about color. Mm-hmm. It was about, white kids can't connect, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And now you don't hear that now. No. What have we collectively done in the past 10 years to make hip-hop not a color-centric art form?
Well, the culture in general, I'll let Marie answer it too, but the culture in general, hip-hop is about love. It's about the love for the music. It's not about color. It never has. It's one of the things that you could walk into a hip-hop spot and you're going to see a rainbow of people that have their hands in the air that's just vibing to the good music. So it's good that it wasn't, just this music or just that music, Mm-hmm. And we've come so far since back in the day, look where we're at now with the black president for 2009, Barack has made it in there. Right. So we can't have those barriers anymore. We can't have people shutting doors on any race. If you're Asian, you want to get up and rock the mic, just do it well. We don't care. We want that passion. We want it to grow. That's why it has gone so far. It's because we didn't pigeonhole ourselves into just being black music, just being for the black people only. We had to make it go further, and that's why we have people that are overseas and that are being able to see us internationally, because there wasn't any barriers at all. And I feel like that's the best part about hip-hop, more than anything in any music. So
it has been really amazing to see the barriers come down. Just as a PS, this isn't gonna get in the edit. I also DJ on the side. Okay. And I do a lot of 80s, and a lot of folks are expecting like dance or goth or whatever, and I'm totally pulling in, some hip hop tracks here. And there, So I've been following it. I'm a filmmaker, but I've been following it. Not to get too political, but you mentioned Obama. You guys are international. How quick do you think the international community is going to change their views of American politics now that Barack Obama's in?
I don't know if that's really important for you as Americans. I think it's more important that this country kind of comes to terms with the last 8 years of darkness. I think it's more important that Americans. I always feel, that it's very important that you Americans kind of, find a way to get everything back together. I think Europe will just follow. I think the whole Barack Obama thing gave so much hope and so much. But we keep punching America. But America also gave us hip-hop, and we kept punching hip-hop and saying, misogyny and booties, and then I was like, it's so oversaturated there. And then when I came to New York first time and shot on the Brooklyn Bridge, I was like, whoa, this is it. This is what inspired all of us. So there's a lot of bad stuff coming from here. There's also a lot of good stuff coming from here. There's the dialogue is very important. It's very important that we in Europe we keep listening, and maybe it's only important that America gets a bit more from Europe, because we just give some more perspective.
Mm-hmm.
But America still leads on many things. Barack Obama is here, you know. We don't.
I wish we could.
I think
our
it'll take
government could
many
have
years
Barack
until
Obama.
there'll be an Afro-American, not a Suriname or an Antillian dark-skinned person sitting in the head of the Dutch government.
Mm-hmm.
Not to talk, even if in Israel, where I come from, where it's much more equal because everybody's Jewish.
Or
I
a
think,
woman.
you know.
Or a woman, yeah.
Well, we just had an almost woman. She just failed. But coming back to Say My Name, I think I hope that film will cross a little bit. We were very scared in the beginning that it'll be defined as a hip-hop film. And when we edited, it was a long process of kind of taking out a lot of the name dropping and the industry things to kind of keep it broad enough. And we need ambassadors like this. Because I think people should take the subject and talk about it, but it's so important for us. Like she said, it was great to see older women, other people that we don't know saying, wow, that was a great film. And because we think that hip-hop is kind of being pigeonholed, and we were like, no, it's a film about women. Those women, they go through whatever other
Same
women.
struggles.
You know, teen pregnancy is not an hip-hop problem, definitely not an Afro-American problem.
worldwide
Definitely,
problem.
it's a wide world problem, and we hope that many people just find interest in this life thing, and not fall into this. You know, is it black? Is it white? Is it just? It's a film, and it's a film with a lot of life and a lot of music in it. So I hope.
Great music.
Excellent. Just real quick, talk about saymyname.org. Let people know, a little more how they can connect.
Check it out. It's we're working on Africa. We have enormous amounts of stories that we come across. We are all coming from digital, and we believe in the Facebooks and the MySpaces of the world. So it takes 5 years to make a movie like this. So in the meantime, we want to kind of develop an online channel and bring
Make
out
it more accessible also for, I don't know who.
and find ways for our ambassadors or for people who like the film to also get involved, and kind of put we make a lot of everyday women heroes. That's what we like to do. It's even more important for us than highlighting the stars. It's just exposing women who do what they do. So saymyname.org is the tool. It has like different locations, and we hope to kind of go on tour and be able to touch upon a lot of different locations and different issues.
They have a blog also on there where they're uploading pictures of South by, everything that they're doing. The site is off the chain. It also has a great movie trailer clip on there that gives you a good feed of what the movie is about, besides just seeing where the filmmakers are in their everyday life and seeing what they're doing at this experience here at South by.
Excellent. Say
I've
my
been on the
name
side.
and saymyname.org.
Yeah.
Women, hip hop, love. Any last statements before we're done?
No, we just want to thank all the women that are in the film, because they shared a lot of intimacy and a lot of their life experience with everybody else.
And we love Austin. Nice weather.
Yeah,
South by Southwest, man, loads of love. That's a beautiful concept.
How many
Yeah,
other spots
definitely.
on the festival circuit are you hitting?
This is our first one, and we're now going to Dallas and North Carolina.
Going to
and-
AFI Dallas?
Yes.
Yeah, full-
I don't know
Full
if we'll
frame?
be there, but full
Yeah.
frame also. There's a list of places we're very excited.
And we're going to post it on our website soon, and we're going to post it on our blog. So yeah, for sure.
So everybody keep up at saymyname.org.
Yeah, saymyname.org.
Check it out. Support. We
Yeah.
gotta have that support to push this film all the way. So please help it.